iconic brand, Life is Good, it actually began coming to prominence 15 years ago when I lost one of my 6 jobs that I lost in my career. I was really great at getting jobs. I say that in jest. I had a great career. I zoomed up the scale. I had great opportunities, wonderful, wonderful successes. But I want to tell you what, I took risks and I did things that did later cause some things to go in the wrong direction. Hello, Marie. So I got to tell you what, I learned something. I learned that my life and your life can be predicted. Yep, we can predict your life pattern right now. As a matter of fact, if you've had a clarity call with me, hey, Patricia, nice to see you. You may know that 10 to 15 minutes in, I was pretty much understanding what was going on and some of the underpinnings of what's going on, not just because I'm a great listener, not just because I'm great at what I do, and not just because I was a very, very successful executive, so I know what it takes to move up the ranks. In order for you to be more successful in the work world, I won't even say corporate, because the work world involves so many different types of opportunities. In order for you to be more successful in the work you do, I calibrate it by 2 things. Your contribution into the work that you do, the influence, the impact you have, that's your contribution. And then that usually equals your compensation. Now, not always. There are people who are working less than you who are making more. But truthfully, is their contribution, influence, and impact equal to the work that they do? No. That's one of the mysteries of being successful in work that a lot of people don't really quite understand. Your contribution at an organization can be hardly any work if you are in meetings and reading contracts all day and solving problems. That's what I did in my last 2 jobs. I was a high-level executive and I was solving problems, being in meetings and facilitating things. I didn't really do work. Okay? Matter of fact, you didn't want me to do work, because if I did a spreadsheet, I'd screw up the formula or something else. You didn't want me doing work. I was really good at solving problems. But here's the thing. Many people don't progress in their careers because their identification with who they are keeps them here. I'm really good at doing this thing. And then all of a sudden, the boss doesn't like to hear what I have to say. Then all of a sudden, I start feeling lousy, or I had a bad boss over here. Now I have this new boss. I'm not sure, and I'm kind of tentative, walking on eggshells. Listen, your life can be predicted based on what you think and feel. And I know when I began to change how I think and feel, and you have 2 ways that you think and feel. How you think and feel about who you are, and how you think and feel about the world around you. These are your dominant filters. We look through at everything through these filters. Who am I? And who is the world? These thought-feeling patterns predict how your life is going to be. Yes, Patricia, so you want to identify more with where you want to be. And hey, Patricia, you're a very fast student. You are already understanding that how you think and feel about who you are today, and rerunning those tapes over and over and over. And they're just like tapes. They're either audio or video tapes. Depending on how your brain processes information, you're either a visual or an auditory learner for the most part. There are folks who are kinesthetic, but they're probably not going to be on Facebook. They're going to be out building stuff, doing stuff with their hands, being on the outdoors. So the video people are visual, and the auditory people are auditory learners. So all the tapes that you're playing in your head, in your subconsciousness, actually they reside in your soul, which in some ways we call it the subconsciousness. It is that background, energy, template of who we are and what we know to be true. So if I know that people are generous and helpful, if I know it, if it's my thought, feeling, consistent pattern, I'm going to act a certain way. If I know that people are liars and cheats and steal and that sort of thing, I'm going to operate that way. I was just talking to one of my clients over the past week or so, and we were talking about getting a new car. And, to me, this was always one of the great gifts of working, moving up, making more money, was that I could have a new car and drive a car that I thought was kind of a cool, fun car and really enjoy oftentimes my long commute. Ironically, I think I had the least cool cars when I had the longest commutes. Oh, well. So anyway, we were talking about that, and I was testing my client a little bit about why she didn't want a nicer car. Just was curious, and I just wanted to know, why do you not want to drive a nicer car? Well, the car payment. Okay, you're making more money now, but I get it. You don't want to spend money you don't have to, but isn't driving a nice car, feels good, safer, you have more technology on board? Doesn't that feel great? Yeah. Well, why wouldn't you want a new car? And it finally came out. She was afraid that people would think of her a certain way. And after that, she was afraid that people might be jealous or envious, or she might be a target for crime. Wow. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere, because underneath it all, each and every one of us has these little things that we truly, truly think about. And these things that we truly, truly think about, they impact the decisions we make. Not only that, they become the attractor pattern of what we bring into our lives. So imagine this. You're afraid of driving a nicer car. You're afraid of the car payment. You're afraid of what people are going to think about you. And you're afraid of being seen as a target for crime. So that little soul kind of hanging around, doing its thing, it's in our body, it's out here, it's like living its life. It's in fear and scarcity and negative feelings about the world around it. It's not going to be playful and happy. It's going to shrink. It's going to be protective. Here's the thing most people don't realize. Most people don't realize, sorry if I'm not shouting today for some reason. I'm usually like, ah. Most people don't realize that the big law of life is that what you think and feel. Let me just share some of these things. Hey, Shauna, Carol, nice to see you. What you think and feel is exactly the life you are going to have. So maybe this particular client is not going to buy a new car because of all the reasons that she shared with me, some of which were, actually most of them were all disempowering. And as a coach, we got some work to do. Here's the thing. Not only is that a verbalized state, but now it's an attractor pattern for her. And she may experience in her life people who want to cheat her, steal from her, or otherwise take advantage of her, because that's the attractor pattern that she's putting out there, unbeknownst to her, because she, like many of us, were not raised with this understanding of the law of life. And the law of life is this: how you think and feel is the life you're going to have. It's plain and simple. Most of us were taught on cause and effect, meaning in the physical world, yeah, we move something. So I'm going to move my little earbud things over here. I'm going to move my phone. I've just caused that to move. Really, if you dig deeper, I had to think before I did that. I had to have an intention before I did that. And if I actually thought to myself, oh, I don't really know if I can move that from there to there, I wouldn't do it. So my intention would be squelched by doubt. Most people I talk to, no offense, folks, I've been there. I've had a coach since the year 2000. I understand what it's like to be lifted up and helped by someone else who knows what they're doing, who's been places I want to be, who's been ahead of me, and who can see objectively what's really going on. If you want to achieve something that you've not been able to do on your own, you have to get someone who's been somewhere you haven't to help show you the way. I have 3 coaches now. I don't say that to brag. I say that because I want that type of support. So I have a coach who is a busier, more successful online coach than me. And he helps me out a lot in looking at things and seeing what's possible. I have a coach who helps me understand my mindset and what's going on with my thoughts and how that's impacting, or empowering the work I do. And I have another coach who helps me break through barriers and re-identify with who I am. So all of those things are really necessary. And when I work with my clients, we bring all of that because you must, as Patricia said earlier, you must have a bigger idea of you in order to succeed at a bigger level. Hey, Sandy, how are you? You must have a bigger idea of you in order for you to go bigger. You can't have the same thoughts and feelings about who you are and expect to have a bigger job or a more successful job or to stop attracting the things that you've been attracting into your life. Like it or not, self-responsibility says, if I bring or see negativity in my life, I have brought it here. Because wherever you go, there you are. And your attractor pattern and your thought, feeling, energy is always, you will always see the world as the filters that you've created. You'll always see it this way. Always. If you believe certain things about you, that's what you believe and know and will have about you. If you believe certain things about the world out there, that's what's going to happen in the world out there. Hello, Bonnie. That's a good way of putting 3 buckets types of coaching that can be beneficial. Yes. Like to lock that in for you. So I want to make sure if your interest, if your intention, if your desire is for more, you must work with someone who has been further along than you and hopefully much further. And so what do we mean? Higher up in the org chart, higher levels, responsibility, made more money, etc. If you're planning on going from $100,000 in income to 150, you better find someone who's made at least 250, 300. You have to do that. If you want to change how you feel about yourself and how you think about yourself, you better get a coach who's going to hold you accountable and give you tools and techniques for thinking different things. Hello, Jane. How are you? Nice to see you. And if there are things holding you back, the belief systems, we call that BS, that are holding you back. If you believe, well, I'm a good worker, I do spreadsheets, but they'll never let me talk in the big meetings, or I don't want extra responsibility. That just means extra work hours. You're not going to get ahead because you're going to have too much resistance and too many negative patterns that are blinding you on what's possible. And so often in the women I've worked with in my workshop, they have not had success on their own, and they join the workshop and they start lifting their soul's energy and they start to identify some of the belief systems that have been holding them back. And you know what? It's not always pretty and comfortable. As a matter of fact, oftentimes growth and transformation is an uncomfortable process. There were some things I've had to really pay attention to and learn and grow through in my world over the last 4 years or so as an entrepreneur, as an online coach, as a business owner. I never was a business owner myself. I've always been successful at running other people's businesses, big ones at that. But when you get into doing your own thing and your own business, it reveals everything about you. Everything comes out, all of your flaws, all of your shortcomings. It's not pretty all the time. which is one of the reasons why I say to the ladies who say, I'm just going to start my own thing. Be careful about that. I want you to be at the top of what's possible for you. That's my desire in speaking with anyone on a clarity call or all the women who are in my workshop. I want to see you bloom at full strength with all of your petals shining bright up and smelling great and just totally owning the sunshine. A flower doesn't ask for permission to bloom. It blooms. A tree doesn't ask permission to send its roots down and its branches up high. It just does it. Likewise, a powerful, aligned, soulful, beautiful version of you doesn't need to ask permission to be awesome and beautiful and strong and make a great contribution and earn great money. You don't need permission. All you need to do is to step into that version of you and feel what it feels like and think what she thinks like. So often when women are evaluating the investment in my workshop, they're thinking from where they're at oftentimes. And what I sometimes challenge them to do is to think differently. So what does that woman making $150,000 to $200,000 a year, how does she think? How does she make decisions? How quickly? Does she have to analyze everything and look at it frontwards and backwards? Or was that the woman who made some mistake when she was 10 and got her head handed to her, and now every project has to be looked at 15 times before it's moved on, and sometimes maybe a missed deadline, or maybe the anxiety of being right or wrong. It sometimes can be overwhelming to fill in those gaps and those voids that have existed for years. Maybe they've never been filled in, and perhaps you're operating in the world with those voids, self-doubt, criticism, judgment, feeling not enough. And those attractor patterns are creating the negative energy, the negative results, the bad bosses, the coworkers that seem to only want your worst. Sometimes we have to take a look here, and it may not be obvious to the logical mind because this part of us wants to think linear, cause and effect, A to B equals C. It doesn't happen that way. Sometimes, in order to really get to the answer, we have to go beyond the brain into the soul, the heart, the subconscious programming and conditioning. What's really going on in there? Those feelings of self-doubt when you've asked your boss for a raise that was promised and it didn't. Maybe I shouldn't have asked. Maybe I asked the wrong way. But why are you still there? Why are you still there dealing with that? What's up with that? There's probably a lingering thought, feeling pattern of not being enough, of being afraid of being rejected, of perhaps fearful of interviewing properly. That's okay, but do something about it. Don't let it be okay for long, because the longer it stays there holding you back, the more permanent it becomes. Now, any thought, feeling pattern that you have is technically not permanent. By its very nature, it's changeable because our thoughts and feelings are changeable like that, right now, right now, right now, right now. We can change our thoughts and feelings right now, right now, right now. Everything we're thinking and feeling every single second can be changed on the second, on the millisecond. As a matter of fact, thoughts and feelings happen so fast, we don't catch them. And so many of them are in the background playing that our conscious brain, which processes things a lot slower, can't really pick up on them. And as a matter of fact, it's probably so busy using all of its energy to smush all of this stuff down that it can't possibly get a handle on it. So what's happening is that over the decades of your life, the default conditioning has taken over. The default conditioning is not only how you operate in the world, the belief systems that allow you to say yes or no to certain things, but it's also your attractor pattern. Please hear me on this. It's not just what you think and feel. It's the attractor pattern that creates. So if I think I'm not worthy, I don't have to think it here. If I am processing it all the time that I'm not worthy, it's an attractor pattern for more shit that agrees with I'm not worthy. And the only way to overcome that, again, this is why your life is predictable. The only way to overcome that is to increase your feelings of self-worth and sense of self, and your soul's vibrational equivalency has to be at a higher level. Otherwise, you're going to keep thinking that you're not worthy. Oh, I don't know if I should call them back. Should I connect with them on LinkedIn? I don't know. All that self-doubt is permeating not only everything you do, but it's an attractor pattern for everything that comes towards you. So if you want to have a better life, start thinking and feeling in better ways. Start thinking and feeling better about yourself and better about the world. Change how you filter your views of yourself and the world, and your life will change. You can take those 3 statements, pin them up on your wall, and live exactly like that for the rest of your days. And that will be the recipe for you. Now, the thing is, me and almost everyone on this planet can't do that on their own. I've had a coach over the past 18 years. This coach, then that coach. Like I said earlier, now I've got 3 coaches. And some people who know me might think I should take 4 and 5 coaches. There's still so much to be done. Oh, did I really say that? That's too funny. Hi, Sandy. Let's see. She's right. If you're playing small, you will get small. Righto. And you will get people who think of you as small. We wouldn't put her in that position. Why would we do that? Why would we put her in that position? She can't handle that. Do you think, Sally? You think she can handle that? Show up differently in your life because you have thoughts and feelings that are now different, and you will have different results. People will respond to you differently. People will ask you to be promoted, and they will give you more responsibility, and they will pay you more money. I've seen this for hundreds of women in my workshop. It's almost like they don't really have to do anything. Once they get into a higher vibrational level, things just come their way. Now, we have to follow up in the world, and it's important to live in the physical world and do the things that are necessary. You can't have 0 LinkedIn profile, and you can't have 20 typographical errors on your resume. Things need to look pretty good in the physical world. And yeah, it's nice to have some results. But you and I both know that there are people who have higher positions who don't have the results in the world. And why do they have higher positions? And why are they paid more than you? Because they think better of themselves. There, I said it. That's why people get ahead and you don't. They think better of themselves. They think better of the world. They're like, of course these people are going to hire me. Why wouldn't they? I'm awesome. They're thinking that way. Of course they're going to get that result. It's the law. See, here's the thing. You have to understand it's the way the world works. Don't fight it. Leverage it. I know exactly how to leverage it. And the clients who work with me are leveraging it too. But here's the thing. It's a different language. It's a different understanding of the world. Most of us were raised to understand that if we work hard, we're going to get ahead. If we just put our head down and we just do the thing that they're asking us to, we'll get ahead. If we work long hours, they'll see that and they'll promote us. If you work long hours, you are not going to get promoted. Stop doing it. Stop it. Right now. Stop working long hours. Now, if there's a crisis or a project that's short term and everyone agrees, yeah, we're going to dig in for the next month until the end of the year, then we're okay. If you work extra long hours consistently, it shows a boss 2 things. Number 1, well, maybe it's 3 things. Maybe you don't like your home life. So what's up with that? Number 2, you can't manage the work at work. Or number 3, you're a horrible communicator and you're a hoarder of work That's why I don't know how to support and help you as your boss, because you haven't told me. You're just so damn busy proving that you're awesome by working long hours. All three of those buckets, I'm not promoting you. I'm not. And I was pretty good at promoting people. But I'll tell you what. Yes, exactly, Patricia. Long hours do not equal advancement at all. They equal no advancement, because every boss is looking around going, boy, what's wrong with her? She's working those long hours. Can't she control herself? Maybe she's wasting time at work, and maybe she's got a bad family life, doesn't want to go home, and she must be a miserable bitch to live with. And what's going on there? That's what people are thinking and feeling if you're working long hours, because you're working long hours to prove your worth because you're not feeling worthy. So that's what you're getting. Get it? Got it? Do something about it. Okay? Do something about it. The reason why I have such great success with my magnificent, beautiful, lovely clients, many of them here on this Facebook Live, is because we do the energy work. We do the thought, feeling work. I can't help a woman make $50,000 more a year if I haven't helped her feel better about herself, if I haven't helped her step into confidence, if I haven't helped her feel more freaking awesome as the person she was born to be. Yes, indeed, Carol, long hours equals for doormat and ruined life and drained energy. So rock on, not a recipe for success. Hey, thanks, Kimmy, for posting that Clarity Call link. Listen, folks, the way to get started is to book your free Clarity Call. Now, let's cozy up to the microphone for 1 second. I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of people who think a free Clarity Call is just a sales pitch. And you know what? If you're the right person that I can help lift into the next level of your career, I'm going to maybe make an invitation into my workshop with you. If you're not, I'm not going to do it. I'm not selling my workshop. I'm not forcing people to do something that's not going to help them. It's not going to happen. I have a team of women who help me do these calls because we've got plenty of women who want to understand how they can be better. And I will guarantee you this, on the Clarity Call, you will understand what's really going on because we peel back the layers. You will understand exactly what it is that I may or may not be able to help you with. And if I can't help you, or if my team doesn't think that my workshop is going to be the answer to you, we will give you another solution. We will send you another direction. We'll make it work for you. Once we understand what's really going on, now we can do the treatment plan, basically. So if the diagnosis doesn't fit my specialty, we're going to help you out in any other way. The Clarity Call, I might do a special Facebook Live on the Clarity Call. What is the Clarity Call? The Clarity Call is you showing up for yourself and you diving deep into what's really going on, the truth of what's really happening. Ah, Donna, happy for you, kick-ass sister. Very happy for you. Really, really good. I am so happy for you. Donna, it was last year this time that you had your Clarity Call. It was around the holidays. It might have been around Thanksgiving. Was it last year? I'll have to check that out. Congratulations on your next job. And nice little increase. Hey, you'll take 15. Of course, why not? Nice step in the right direction, Donna. I know you got that because you've been doing the work to feel awesome about yourself. Hey, Kimberly June, how are you? So here's what I want to say to you this week. And I'd like to leave you with a few things to do because, I'm always the coach which wants to leave you with some action items because you got to follow through on stuff. Here's the thing. In order to have what you haven't had before, you have to be who you haven't been before. I think I should put that on a quote card. I think I should. In order to have what you haven't had before, you have to be who you haven't been before. Super, super important. It's the only thing necessary in your success strategy. So then the question is, how do I become someone I haven't been before? Well, I happen to have a 12-week workshop for that. And if you'd like to find out how we can do that, book your Clarity Call because that's how we do that. Okay? That's how we do that. I want to understand you. and know exactly what's really going on that's holding you back from your most magnificent, awesome self, where you can get for yourself, like Donna did, a nice increase. And this is her second job in 2 years. How do I know that? Because she's one of my grads. And she dug deep to change what was going on in her life. She changed how she thinks and feels about herself and the world around her. And I know it because I know that Donna dug real deep on bringing her soul to herself first. And then you can bring your soul to work. If you don't bring it forward, if you don't bring it up, if you don't increase that vibration of your soul, then you cannot have anything different. If you stay the same, which is not possible because everything's either expanding or contracting. So if you stay the same, what you're really doing is you're contracting. If you're in growth, it's going to be a little uncomfortable. You're going to have some uncertainty. You're going to have to step into the unknown as you create that new identity for yourself. That unknown step is going to be like, I think it'll land on ground. Made it through that step. What's next? Another step. Okay. We've all seen a baby walk, haven't we? Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, bloom. Next time they get up, step 1, bloom. No one is saying to that baby, you lazy, lousy thing, you. What's wrong with you? Don't you know how to run a marathon yet? No. What we're saying to our babies who are learning how to walk is, yay, good job. Let's go more. Come on, you can walk to mommy. That's what you need in a coach. And every friend around you, every family member around you, when you try to change who you are and how you think, everyone who's disagreeing with your new empowered version, kick them out of the house, kick them out of your life, move on. All they're doing is tying you to the identity and the thought, feeling, energy that you've had for decades that they've grown quite used to. They like you in victim mode. They like you being the caretaker of everything because you don't feel worthy enough to be caretaking yourself. They like that about you. So I want to implore upon you, especially now, this time of the year is the time to step up and make this year the best ever for you. And I'm going to tell you something. When you make your life better for you, you are inherently, by default, because you're awesome, making it better for everyone in your life who loves you. And those who don't truly love you, those who use you or stomp on you to make themselves feel better, have no use for you and your growing version of you. Goodbye. See you later. Hit the road, Hal. This week, pay attention to how you think, pay attention to how you feel, jot it down in a journal or some type of notepad so that you can take stock of really what's going on and what's holding you back. I know that I can predict your life based on how you think and feel. And I could tell Donna exactly that she has grown as a person because of her new job making $15,000 more. I know exactly that she had to do that. And I knew she was doing that because I've been working with her. And I know as a grad of my program, she has all the techniques and tools to continue her expansion. Guess what, folks? This path, this journey, this spiritual unfolding and opening up is never done until we are. And then we don't know what's on the other side of that. But I'll tell you what, when you look at life being good, like what's over my shoulder, when that's your constant companion, when life is good are the words that you're thinking and feeling all the time, you get more life is good. You do. I've been saying life is good for 15 plus years. As soon as I saw that logo, I'm like, they're onto something. I love it. And here's the thing. When you think and feel life is good, not only are you moving toward life is good type of things, you're also creating an attractor pattern for life is good. Here we go, Debbie Grant, up to the plate. Get your tool belt. So Debbie has about 30 or 50 tools on a tool belt for absolutely owning her magnificence, absolutely living as the cause of her life. She's not living as the victim of its effect. She is in cause. And if you don't understand that statement, we got to work together. Because when you are living as the cause of your life, you understand that changing your thinking and feeling patterns and habits is the only way to change your life. It is the only answer. What's the question? Change your thinking and feeling habits. That's the answer. It's the answer to everything. Hey, Mo, I want to make more money. Okay, change your thinking, feeling habits about money. Change your thinking, feeling habits about your money and how much you deserve to earn. Change your thinking, feeling habits about whatever it is that you want to change, and a change will come. Don't look to make the change in the physical world and then go, why didn't that happen? It didn't happen because your energy isn't aligned with it. If you didn't get that big mansion in 2018, it's because you're not aligned with it. It's as simple as that. So when you align your thought, feeling, energy with what you want and what you desire in life, and it's all lined up, and you practice your spiritual expansion, and you get that soul's vibration going up, 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 up. Life is good. Life is good. I'm awesome. People in the world are generous and great and supportive. Oh my God, this is a fantastic time to be alive. Up, up, up. Then you get bigger job, promotion, all of that beautiful stuff. You become the cause. That's the law. That's the law of life. Some people have been calling it the law of attraction. That works perfectly fine because what you think and feel, you attract. That's great. But to me, law of attraction has been kind of out there. It's kind of like a pseudo religion. And sometimes you turn it on and sometimes you turn it off. It's not the law of just attraction. It is the law of life. Your life is already playing by those rules. That's why you have what you have. And that's why you are who you are now. So change your thinking, feeling patterns, and you will change your life. If you don't have what you want, you have to become in alignment with what you want. And as Patricia asked or said earlier in this Facebook Live, you've got to move into a new identity of yourself if you want something new and different. Who are you at that higher level job? Who are you making that money? Who are you with a bigger team? Who are you as a better mom? Who are you moving into a bigger home? Who are you? Become that version of her right now. Right now. Don't wait. Don't wait for the stuff to show up. Be her now. And then the stuff will show up. Be her now. Be her now. Be her now. Change your thought, feelings now. 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 Life is good. Life is awesome. Life is great. I am enough. I am love. I am connected with everyone in the universe. I feel freaking awesome all the time. And it's a glorious day today. It's glorious to meet everyone I met today. I am. Debbie, that's funny. I am Debbie Grant. Is it hard? Yes, but practice makes the change easier. So true. Practice makes the change easier because now I'm practicing that new version of me. All right, folks. It's a beautiful, beautiful week. It can be, and it may be, the best week ever for you. I know it's going to be mine. I know it's going to be my best week ever. I put it in my journal, best week ever. I did. And I've got so much to be thankful for. I have so much to thank myself for. I talked about that last week. If you didn't watch that one, it was a zinger. Got a lot of good comments on it. Thank yourself for bringing you to this place. Thank yourself for all that you've done for yourself. Thank yourself and be grateful and full of fulfillment about who you are. and then take it to the next step, which is this week, change your thought, feeling patterns to who you want to be. I can predict your life based on how you think and feel. I want you to predict your life based on how you think and feel. Debbie Grant, this is going to be the best week ever going forward too. Now, don't you know? We're putting that out there. Absolutely true. All right. This has been your kick-ass coach, your bring your soul to land your dream job coach, your mofall.com coach, your book a free clarity call and let us talk to you about your career, your absolutely biggest freaking soul cheerleader on the planet Earth. Yes, more than him. Yep, more than her. I'm your freaking soul cheerleader, and I am here for Motivational Monday. Please feel free to comment, ask a question below. I do follow the comments on these Facebook Lives. I want to make sure I caught everyone up and I answered questions and totally owning it. I'm going to be doing some special Facebook Lives before the end of the year, and I am going to be opening my toolkit up and helping everyone. Hey, Aaron Breeze. Oh, you're so amazing too. Aaron Breeze, owner of Live Life. What's your new website? Go ahead and comment down here, Aaron. You and Garland did such a great job creating an empowering environment for single moms, single divorced moms. Really awesome. Great work. Great way to bring your soul forward. When we bring our soul to work and we increase our soul's vibration, we can create things and follow the lead of our soul and be in alignment with all that we desire and want. And that includes expressing and sharing who we really are and what our natural gifts and talents are. Way to go, Aaron Breeze, lovehomeworld.com. This is your Coach Mo, Facebook Live, Motivational Monday with Mo. Book your free clarity call. It can and will change your life. Next time. Oh, thanks, Helen. Next time.